I hope you all are doing great. Let's understand what is mathematics. Now, this is from your chapter 1, grade 6. Okay, this is from your grade 6. We need to understand the basic that what is mathematics. Now, mathematics is in large part the search for patterns. Okay, and for the explanation and understanding that why exactly those patterns exist. Now, if you try to figure it out, can you think of other examples where mathematics helps us in our everyday life? So some examples like you are paying for fruits, vegetables, groceries, calculation of speed of vehicles, designs or patterns in difficult buildings, or finding area of any plot or out home. So there could be many more such context in our everyday life. So you can even discuss the other examples and understand the basic concept of mathematics. Let's see that how has mathematics they have helped towards the humanity. You might think of examples like carrying out scientific experiments, running our economy and democracy, building bridges or houses or other complex structures. Like even when we talk about TV, even the digitally, when we talk about the online sessions or the mobile phones which you use, computers, bicycles, trains, cars, planes, there are ample of examples. So where you come across that what exactly the mathematics, they play a very important role. So you can discuss this more, discuss it with your friends, your teachers, and I'm very sure there will be ample of things where you can come across. Now, can you recognize the pattern in each of the sequences in table 1? This is also from your textbook, student. So let's understand this. Now, looking at the figure here, table 1, I'll just try to annotate. So you find there the number are all ones. Okay. Now, if you find the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these are the counting numbers. Now, when we go further, we see that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13, they are the odd numbers. Then you have the even numbers. Now, the even numbers, the number which are divisible by 2. Then you have the triangular numbers, which we will be discussing in detail. Then you have the squares. Now, what do you mean by squares? Like 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 16, 25. These are all the squares number. What about the cubes? Cubes, like when we take 2 cube, that is 8. 3 cube, it's 27. So likewise, these are the cubes. Then you have the Veronica numbers. Now here we will be studying about it, student. Then you have the powers of 2 and powers of 3. So there is a pattern. Have you noticed in all this? There is certain pattern which is followed here. Now when we say powers of 2, we also come across like 1, 2, 4, that is 2 into 2. Likewise for 8, we say it is 2 into 2 into 2. That means that 2 to the power how many times is giving you 8? That is 3. Then you have powers of 3. That means what? Powers of 3. That means power goes above. So 3 squared, right? Likewise 3 cube. Then you have the Veronica numbers. Now here when we find children, we need to add those two numbers like 2 plus 3. 3 plus 5 gives you 8. 5 plus 8 gives you 13. So certain pattern is followed when we are understanding the number of sequences. Now, page number 5 from your textbook, question number 1. You need to copy these pictorial representations of the number sequences in this table. This is your table 2 in your notebook. And you need to draw the next picture for each sequence. Now, quickly, if you see the table here, children, it is also there in your textbook. So if you find this all ones, then you find the counting numbers, then you find the odd numbers, then you have the even numbers, then you have the triangular numbers. Now triangular numbers, here if you see it's number 1, you have 3 dots, 3, 6 dots. There is certain pattern which is followed. Then you have the squares, and then likewise you have the cube, which you see it here. So what you can do is you can just draw all these patterns, and that will help you to understand more. Now, why are 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15, they are called triangular numbers? Why are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25? They are called square numbers or squares. Now, when we say triangular numbers, first thing is, children, if you see the first term and the second term, what do we do here? We find out the difference, right? Like 3 minus 1 gives you 2. 6 minus 3 gives you 3. 10 minus 6 gives you 4. 15 minus 10 gives you 5. 21 minus 15 gives you 6. So the number which is added, if you find here, they are all increased by how many numbers? 1 each time. So 2 plus 1, 3, plus 1, 4, plus 1, 5, plus 1, 6. And what about the square numbers? Like 1, 4, 9, 16, 26. Now these numbers are obtained by multiplying a number itself. Like 1 into 1, 1. 2 into 2, 4. 3 into 3, 9. 4 into 4, 16. So how are we getting the square numbers? We are just multiplying the same number to obtain the squares. So likewise, what will be the next number? 7 into 7, 49. 8 into 8, 64. So likewise, you can try all the numbers of squares. Now you will have noticed that 36 is both a triangular number and a square number. Now that is what? That is 36 dots can be arranged perfectly both in a triangle and in a square. So make pictures in your notebook illustrating this. This shows that the same number can be represented differently and play different roles depending on the context. So try representing some other numbers pictorially in different ways. So here again, this table is in front of you, which we have done it in the previous slide. So what you have to do is just draw these numbers. Sum up the triangle and the square, then you will understand that how many dots does make the number. So now the next question is that what would you call the following sequence of numbers? So now here if you see the number is 1, then you have 7, then you have 19, then you have 37. So what will be the next answer? That is 61. Now, how did you get the 61? What you have to do, the students, you need to understand that what is the difference for this, okay, the first and the second number. If you see the difference is what? 6. So again, 19 minus 7, the difference is what? That is 12, okay, number is 12 here. Then what is the difference for 37 minus 19? That is 18. Are you getting it? So now we have this difference. Now what will be the next difference? Definitely the next difference will be what? 24, because it's a hexagonal triangular numbers, right? Which number we term it as? These are the central hexagonal numbers. So 18 plus 6. So what is the next difference? Next difference will be 24. Now we have the last number 37. So 24 plus 37. Sorry, let's just erase this. Second, I'll quickly erase the students and I'll explain you. So we have 24 plus 37, that will give you, sorry, that is 61. So you need to find the difference from the second, from the first. So these are just the hexagonal numbers. I hope this is clear to you. Now, can you think of pictorial ways to visualize the sequence of powers of 2 and powers of 3? Now, here if you see, there is a possible way of thinking about powers of 2. So 1 into 1, that is 2. So likewise 2, and then you have 4, then you have 8, then you have 16. So in this you find powers of 2 here. So here it is 2. What is the power? 1. Okay, quickly see this, it's 1. Then you have how many powers here? 2 square, and then likewise it goes further, which we have seen it in the previous one. Now here if you see, there are some of the questions with the solutions, okay? Can you find a similar pictorial explanation for why adding counting numbers up and down? That is, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 1, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 gives square numbers. So first thing what you have to do is that you need to arrange the dots in rows. In the middle row, we put the highest number. So like here we have 1 dot, then you have 4, which is 2 square, then you have 9, then you have 16, then you have 25. Now from the picture, we see that adding the counting numbers up and then down gives us the squares. Like we give 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, and 5 square. Likewise, that is the number of n square. So you keep on multiplying the number with the number itself or by showing the dots. Now here, if you see, students, we have 1, 2 and 1. So the number is again decreasing. Now here how many? 1, 2, 3, and then it goes in the decreasing form. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after 4, again we are going decreasing. So it's in a decreasing order. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and again the numbers are in decreasing order. So this is the pattern to be followed. Next, question number 2. By imagining a large version of your picture or drawing it partially as needed, can you see what will be the value of this? Okay, the question is on the screen. Now, if we use the pattern of question number 1, now here you find that the number is what? 100. That is the highest number, right? So when we take 100, so what will be the 100 square? It will be 10,000. So looking at the pattern, children, you will come across where the number is ending. That means the highest number. Okay, we have to arrange it in such a way that it is the highest number is in the middle and then it goes in decreasing order. So you need to follow the pattern. Next is which sequence, question number 3. Which sequence do you get when you start to add the all one sequence up? What sequence do you get when you add the all one sequence up and down? So here adding up, that means 1 is to 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 1 3 times is 3, and then 4. Then adding up and down, now here if you see, we have 1, then 3, then 5, and then 7. So this is the pattern. Again, the same thing, and I hope it is clear. You need to follow. Which sequence do you get when you start to add? Now this is question number 4. The counting numbers up. Can you give a smaller pictorial explanation? So you need to add counting numbers up. So that means 1, then 1 plus 2, then you have 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and then likewise it goes. So what are the values we are getting here? We are getting step 2 is 1, then 3, then 6, and 10, and 15. So these are what type of numbers? These are triangular numbers. And this is your pictorial explanation. It's a humble request, student, that while you're solving these questions, have your notebook, pen and paper, and then write down everything. Draw all the pictorial explanations, and that will help you. So request that you try question number 5 by yourself, and then you can refer the answer. So thank you, dear students, and your next video will be on patterns and shapes in mathematics. So like, share and subscribe. So keep learning, keep growing, and take good care of yourself. Thank you and God bless.